Good morning, everybody. How are you? Friday. Now, you want to see how lousy I am at predicting. The Eagles, I don't know the last time they lost 2 games in a row, but the Giants beat them last night. And I watched that game and I said to myself, the first series of plays had Barkley running wild and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden, Philadelphia decided to leave the scene and let the Giants win the game. All I know is that people in Philly probably lost a ton of money. And I'm beginning to think that there's something a little shaky going on there. That was just a little bit, I don't know how you say it. It was a little bit crazy for me, you know? But they won the game. What's that, their second game or something like that? I don't know. All right, here's what's coming to America. I think this has to do with if they don't get what they want in terms of the tax credits back. When the tax credits for health insurance expire next month, the largest spike in health costs ever will happen. Now, these guys that are deciding, you know, your economic whatever from health insurance need to learn one thing. They've never paid for it. Okay, guys? They don't pay for health insurance. Most of them have never paid for it. Okay, the parents paid for it, then the companies they went to work for paid for it. Acacio probably paid for it because as a bartender they don't pay for health insurance. So she might have actually had to pay for health insurance. And she knows what that percentage of your paycheck has to go to health insurance if you have it at all. You know, I was out there a long time without insurance, you know, because I just couldn't afford it. When they discovered my aneurysm, I didn't have insurance, and they gave me a price on it that would have put me in, I'd still be paying it off. Because I had to go to Houston, Texas, because there was only one doctor in the country that did the operation for this type of aneurysm and the fibrous infection I had around it and whatnot. So he was willing to do it, and you had to sign the paper. And the paperwork I had to sign, you know, in case I died, was beyond belief. But that was then. I don't imagine anybody could even come close to it with what my insurance rates are. What my insurance rates would be in the United States right now, if I could get insurance. You know, because if you let it lapse and then you show up and you've got a aneurysm, dude. You know, you got to take out bank loans to make payments. It's ridiculous. But I know what you're going through. And very few people in Congress or the Senate or what have you, government employee-wise, really understand how much of your income goes to health insurance. You know, depending on how, if you're not wealthy, you're screwed. So, and what I'm saying is, it doesn't make any difference with these guys because 90% of the Congress has never paid for it. You think Trump has ever paid for health insurance? He says he writes checks. He doesn't write checks for that. Are you kidding me? His company pays his health insurance. And when his health insurance isn't paid by them, it's paid by the U.S. government. Obama said that one time. He says, you know, I don't have to worry about insurance. And he went like this behind him. He says, those 5 guys back there are doctors. Anything happens to me, I've got the best medical care in the world in a car driving behind me. That's an honest politician. You don't see that too often, admitting to the fact that you don't have to worry about it. The rest of the world has to worry about it. And I got to tell you, that's a big, big worry. Okay. So we'll see what's going on there. And then another report came out. There are 22 states that are already in a recession. New Jersey being one of them. And New Jersey is where I lived. I wasn't born there. I was born in New York City. New York is fine. New Jersey isn't. So the state that I was growing up into, I'd spent most of my young adult life in, is until I was 62 years old. 55 years, 57 years, something like that, is in the middle of a recession. Now, recession's pretty tough to deal with, you know. I mean, it's a horrible situation because everything is screwed up. And you never really completely recover from that. Anytime you have to go into debt for a long period of time, it takes you a long time to recover for it, even when you're out of debt. Because once you're out of debt, you start smiling, and you say, oh, okay, great, and the next thing you know, you're back in debt again. That's the way it goes, folks. Let's see, what's going on here. White House is hiding its grin because they're happy about the shutdown, because the shutdown's affecting the Republicans too, but it's not affecting the rich people, folks. And Marjorie Taylor Greene broke from the Republican Party and is because of the GOP shutdown. Is that important? Of course it is. That means that there are other Republicans, megas, that are still thinking the same thing. She's never voting for a Democrat. She said that. She says, but this is an issue that affects all people and is affecting my constituents. You know, her constituents aren't rich and famous. That's the one thing I have to say about her. If they were rich and famous, she wouldn't have gotten elected. Because rich and famous people aren't that stupid. But don't know what else is going on. Let me see here. I'm reading some headlines right now that were just updated shortly before I came on air down here. And you probably got them hours ago. Oh, yes. Trump didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. Nobel said, but he's got this peace deal going. What Nobel is saying is that his nominations didn't get there in time. I can hear Trump screaming at people now, you know. What the fuck did you do? I deserve this prize. Look at what I've done. Because by the time the next year rolls around, this country's going to be a total fascist fuck up, and nobody's going to want Trump to have anything to anything. Yeah, J.D. Vance is following in his footsteps, blaming undocumented aliens for everything. I mean, Jesus Christ, folks, you got to accept some blame for yourself, you know? Where else am I going? All these news agencies put up a lot of ads for Amazon. No wonder Amazon's so big, you know, because they get a lot of, I don't know whether it's free advertising, but they get a lot of advertising. The same with Mac, and the same with Windows, which I don't use in Windows. So you know, I haven't used Windows in roughly 10 years. See, they're just one thing after another about Donald Trump, you know. Good guy. Let's see what else is going on. And one article here says, Trump is trying to make an example out of Chicago. We won't stand for it. Chicago's got a lot of problems. Don't anybody sit there and say no. But the answer isn't ICE, okay? Not the way they're doing it. I just read the story of this this mother who got picked up by ICE. She was a citizen. Her children were citizens, and they were separated. And they went into a deep hole for like 12 days before anybody could find them and get the kids out at least. The father's already been deported to Honduras. I think he's from Honduras. But Trump, he likes to take people, put them in a hole, and send them to this little this little African nation that's a authoritarian hellhole. And basically, what he's doing, he's sending these people to be tortured and put into slavery. And that's because he doesn't want to do it on American soil. The Democrats did that a lot, during the Afghan war. It's called, what the hell is it called? Not extradition, but where they send these people, that they take these people out of the country to torture them. They put them in a country where torture is legal. I don't know. ICE is just nasty people. These people couldn't pass a psych exam to be garbage collectors, and they're out there, dealing with human beings. Something bad's going to happen. Some bad stuff has happened, but I'm talking about something really bad is going to happen soon, and that's going to decide the future of this country. I have no idea what it will be, but I do believe that something bad will happen, See, Trump is trying to buy back the trust of farmers after he screwed them. And he thinks money, and the thing is, these farmers can get to a position where they're desperate. Their margins aren't that exciting. They don't have this ability to hang in there, when things go bad. They're basically, most of them are living from season to season. They live well, don't get me wrong, but they're one bad season away from bankruptcy. And that's just the farm life. They chose it, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have chosen it. I wish I could have done it. Lived on a farm, Oh, here you go. GOP is thinking about impeaching a judgment. Well, listen. As an independent, I think it's a great idea, and I got a few that I can put up there right now. Two in particular that I know have committed impeachable offenses. Impeachable offenses, they should be arrested. Forget impeachment. They don't have immunity from committing crimes. They can be arrested, I think. They should be. Okay, today's Friday, October 10th, people. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'll do the football stuff for you tomorrow. I don't know, I think the American people all need to see a shrink because just the depression that comes with being an American. But I guess that doesn't really, oh well. What can I tell you, people? Trump's already at war. We're already at war with Venezuela. I don't know why, with the shooting, the killing the people in the boats. Colombia just said that a boat that was shot was full of Colombians. That doesn't surprise me. Colombia is the ones that builds the submarines and sends them up north. So, and I live in Colombia. And the problem you're having in Colombia with crime is that the gangs get pissed. You know, there's so much money involved. You have gang wars, and gang wars. You have what's that term? Collateral damage. You know, when they start fighting each other. So that's bad. All right, listen up. Hit that subscribe button, folks. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. I'm not getting money out of that. I have to have at least 200 or 2,000. I forgot the number, you know. So that's where I'm at with that. You guys do what you want to do, but I want you to subscribe. And it costs you nothing. Even when I make money off of it, it costs you nothing. All right? Except some computer time. And except in a notice you can do away with at any time it shows up in your email. All right? That's it. I don't clog your email with advertisements or anything. And if you do, please let me know. If they start sending you a lot of advertisements or something, please let me know, because then I'll have to find another source for my videos, because I don't want to. I'm not selling nothing here, folks, because most of you don't live in Colombia or nearby. So even if I wanted to sell you something, and I have a lot of wood carvings I'm trying to sell, stuff like that, I can't do it here because I can't afford to pay the delivery charges. So, that's it, folks. Hit the subscribe button. Help me out. I only had I get stuck on numbers. Right now I'm stuck on 17. And, in blackjack you got to stay on 17, I think. So, I never did what you were supposed to do in that game. And I won money. Anyhow, everybody take it easy, and we'll see each other tomorrow.